Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff, aka GCurse, here with. Wait, wrong one. Wrong one. Wait, was it this one? There it goes. There it goes. Yeah. Anyway, Jeff, aka GCurse, here with another DSP React video. That's one thing about you can always be sure of. You can always be sure you're gonna have to pay taxes, and you also gotta know that no matter what, DSP is going to open his mouth and just make himself look like a total fool. Today our boy Phil, he was asked actually a pretty good question. He was asked by a viewer, if he ever planned on, wanting to do like a meet and greet or that sort of stuff. Well, you can guess how this pretty much went. We all know that our boy Phil, he is deathly afraid of human interaction. Hell, I don't even think he interacts with that lady he calls a wife. I call her his surrogate mom. But yeah, the guy is definitely afraid of any sort of human interaction. Give him money, but don't expect to talk to him. Okay, so yeah, let's get to that react right about now. Okay, so let's do this. And we'll do this. 3, 2, 1.
Would I ever go to a convention again? Ask Stuart. Well, Stuart, let me ask you this question. Let me answer your question with a question. What would I do at a convention?
You can tell just from the tone that Phil has when he's addressing this question. You can tell what he feels like when it comes to the people that ask these questions. Phil he really doesn't care about his viewers. He sees his viewers as basically a means to the end. And if somebody actually has, interest in him, like, hey, can we meet up? Like, are you going to do a convention? He basically kind of low tier or low key, that's the word. He low key just insults that viewer. And I mean, it's like, really, out of all the people you could wish to meet up at a convention, you would want to meet up with this guy. This guy who treats you like utter garbage. He treats you like utter garbage. That's the only way you can even remotely get his attention is to give him money. Out of all the people, why this guy?
I'm curious. Well, in what capacity?
Dude, like, you ask 99% of all streaming content creators out there if they are going to possibly do like a convention where they can meet their viewers, and 99% of those content creators would actually take that as a compliment. They'd be like, "Oh my god, my viewers actually want to see me. They would like to talk to me at a convention." 99% of those content creators would be ecstatic. Bill Burnell, on the other hand, he has nothing but contempt.
Are you saying, would I go to a convention as an attendee and enjoy the convention as an attendee?
Oh, for fuck's sake, Phil, you know what the guy is asking. Stop playing stupid.
YouTuber? Or are you saying go to a convention and like I'm part of the convention? In what capacity are you talking about?
Jesus Christ, he can't be this fucking stupid. Actually, he is.
Do a panel.
Oh, wrong button.
On what planet do you think a convention would give me a panel? I am a small rinky-dink YouTuber who gets 500,000 views a month on YouTube, if I'm lucky. Okay.
500 views a month, or 500,000. What was it he said? Hold on. Let's go back. What was it exactly he said? Hold on. What was it exactly he said?
I am a small rinky-dink YouTuber who gets 500,000 views a month.
500,000 views. People, small content creators, people that Phil claims that he actually is. Phil is not a small time content creator. He's not. Don't let him fool you with that bullshit. He's not. he is upper mid tier at the most. I'm not even saying this like to try to be mean. No, he is upper mid tier. If you look at the statistics, and you compare Phil Burnell to other people, Phil's way up there. Phil tries to act like, oh, I'm some small timer. I'm some small time content creator. That way he can try to play the victim when people start knocking him around. Phil is not small time at all. People would legitimate small time content creators. We would die to have 500,000 views a month. We just would. We just would. But Phil, he tries to act like, oh, this is nothing. This is nothing. I'm small time. He's not small time. He's not small time. The guy, is he as big as he was 10 years ago? No. That's Phil's fault. Phil destroyed his own career. It wasn't anybody else. But for him to say, I'm small time, I only get 500,000 views a month, that's a fucking insult to that's an insult to legitimate small time creators.
On YouTube, if I'm lucky, okay? I'm infamous where everyone on the internet hates me for things that literally haven't.
Gee whiz, Phil, if people hate you, there has to be a reason about that. Oh, wait, that's right. It's Phil. It's never his fault. It's everybody else's fault. Am I right?
When I was getting millions upon millions of views a month, all right? Even then, I wasn't guaranteed to get a slot at a convention. If you remember, one year I was at MagFest, and I did really well, and the next year, they denied me a panel.
Once again, ask yourself, Phil, why did they do this? If you were so popular and you were doing such a great job at that first MagFest that you attended, why the hell would they shut you out the second time? Let me guess. It's the trolls and the detractor. Was MagFest a troll and a detractor, Phil?
And I had to basically yell at them and be like, that's fucking disrespectful. Last year I came to your convention. We had tons of people showing up. People were having a great time. And now you're telling me you won't even give me the same thing a second year when I...
Question is, why did they do that? Odds are Phil did not pull in the amount of people that Phil is claiming that he did.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to understand, I'm not some big YouTuber who's popular and seen in a positive light anymore. No convention is going...
My God. I'm not some big YouTube... Oh, my God. Okay, Phil, that's why you have a YouTube play button. Yeah, Phil, you're not big time at all. Dead air. Dead air. Dead. Jesus fucking Christ, with all this goddamn dead air. Does anybody remember when... Does anyone remember when Phil would shit on Review Tech USA about all the dead air that he had? Holy shit.
Meet and greet. What's the difference between doing a meet and greet and what we're doing right now? Any day you could just come to my stream and talk to me.
Yeah, as long as it's on the back of a $10 bill.
Why do you need to meet me in person?
Maybe because they actually like you and they would like to pick your mind about the gaming industry, that you claim that you're such an influential that he's an influencer, basically. I don't know why people actually want to talk to this parasite, but there are actually people who consider this guy to be a reputable source when it comes to the gaming industry, which I think it's a fucking joke.
Quite honestly, it's an honest question. What's the difference? I don't think there is one. You can easily come to my stream and just talk to me on any given stream.
Yeah, he says, oh, you can come and talk to me on any given stream. 99% of the time, he'll ignore you. The only time he will actively not ignore somebody that is not tipping him is if it's either somebody like the fucktard, followers like that he has, like Jade, for example. Jade could say the most stupid shit, and they'll get Phil's attention. Hi, Phil. It rained today. You good? Phil will fucking suck that shit up. But if somebody who's not donating actually says, hey, Phil, what do you think about What do you think about Stellar Blade? Phil will literally go on a tirade about Stellar Blade and then insult that viewer. This whole thing, well, you could just come to the stream and talk to me. That's a load of shit.
It's not. I'm not a hard guy to reach. So why would you want to go to a convention?
Basically, what it equals out to is that Phil is petrified of human interaction. I kind of said this at the beginning already. Phil fears that human interaction. Oh, by the way, there's more of this goddamn dead air. Look at this. The thing is, right here, he is not actively looking for a good question. He is looking for people to ban.
That's what I don't understand. Little Alex Holmes says Little Alex Horn says meeting in person is more meaningful for a fan. It is. Again, for me,
it is. Gee whiz, people actually leave their house and have lives outside the house. No, they don't. They're all stupid losers, moron. This right here is why Phil is a failure. Well, besides the fact he's also a scammer, a groomer. He defends pedophiles. He's a raging supporter of Nazism. This right here shows how out of touch Phil Burnell is. My God, people actually want to meet other people and get to know them? Oh, fuck that. Those people are weird. They're like fucking like, they're like parasites. You, get rid of them.
It's not. Like I told you guys, I'm not the kind of guy that like, I idolize someone to the point where I need to meet them in person. Right? Like, for example,
oh,
Stanley,
bullshit.
I absolutely respected the living crap out of Stanley. I love
that's a lie. Phil respects nobody but himself.
Culture in general. I think he was a great guy. His cameo appearances were always funny. His interviews that were funny. Everything was good. Stanley was at a convention, a Comic-Con that I was at, and there was a giant line to meet him, and I said, I'm not going to wait in that line. I don't care. I mean, why?
I press X to doubt on that one. X to doubt.
What's the point? We could probably have a more meaningful conversation right now on this stream than we could have if we met in real life. You understand that, right? Because if I'm in a...
My God, he actually thinks that this goddamn stream that he does, it's actually a suitable substitute for actual human interaction. Oh my God, I am so going to love the moment it all comes crashing down for this loser. I'm going to love the moment he cannot afford that house. When the bank comes and pulls him and his fucking wife out and tosses them out onto the street, he is going to have he's going to go into a coma. Oh my God. Oh my God. There's people out here. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I'm about to have a fucking nervous breakdown. He will go catatonic.
Convention. And there's a line of people to meet me. You're going to walk up, say hello, shake my hand, take a picture, get an autograph. You're out of here. Here we can actually talk and have a conversation back and forth. There's no real time constraint or problem here, right? I think it's easier to do it this way. You might say, well, you get an autograph. What's the...
It's also easy for him to basically just block people. That's why he doesn't want to also meet people in person, because he knows that if he actually met people in public, they would literally tear him up, and he would have no sense of like security. He would have no defense. He would literally be at the mercy of those people that he's shit on for 10 plus years. Online, it's a lot easier. Oh, you showed me a ban. Try that shit in person, Phil. It would not work, and that's why he refuses to do anything in person. It isn't so much, well, you could just have a better experience on the stream. No, it's the fact that he's fucking petrified that somebody he wronged would show up and literally beat the shit out of him. At which point, I really can't say I feel that bad. He's had it coming for years. You don't get to shit on people for decades and then expect there to be no fucking no fucking coming ups.
That, to me, is the fun part of a convention. Not, oh, I waited in line to see some guy say hi. He has no idea who I am, and he autographed something for me. Well, what was the point of that? How much would I charge for signing someone's Steam profile page? Nothing. That's ridiculous.
These are the fucking people that likes to ask him questions.
I mean, you're right, Eternal. He says meaning is different to different people. You're right. For me, I guess the problem with me is if I don't see value in something, it's very hard to convince me to care about it or do it.
And they're right there. He just gave it all away. Why does he not want to meet people? Well, besides the fact that he's a raging coward, he can't really benefit from it, monetarily wise. He can't make some money out of it, therefore it's not worth his time. Like I said, compare this to somebody who actually loves what they do. Hell, if I had the sort of audience, not the literal people that Phil has, because Phil's audience are filled with fucking idiots. But if I had like if I had like 250,000 viewers, however many subscribers he has, I would be fucking grateful. I would do all sorts of conventions in my area. There aren't that many, but I'd fucking do them just as a way to say, hey, thanks a lot for supporting me throughout these years. Phil Burnell, fuck you. Your gratitude doesn't come on the back of $100 bill. You ain't worth anything.
You know what I'm saying? And I see like no value. Did I go to certain conventions? Yes, I did. Of course I did back in the day. And meeting fans.
Back in the day before he pissed off everybody and he became a cowardly recluse. Yeah.
That level of popularity and positivity that I had when.
Oh my God. Every time he says positivity, makes me want to just fucking gouge my eyes out.
Away really quick with people on the internet being very toxic towards me and basically turning everything.
Gee whiz, Phil, once again, why is everybody toxic against you? People don't just instantly start hating people for no reason. There has to be a goddamn reason. And believe me, Phil, you're not an innocent person. You caused the hatred that you now endure.
His hand. You know what I mean? Because that's what people do all the time on the internet. They're coming to chat trying to fish a comment out of me, trying to be dicks. I mean, I play a game that literally there's one room in.
Oh God, here we go with the Doom. He's still spazzing out about the goddamn Doom. He wants to become viral. He gets it and then he fucking hates it.
What? But you have to play that room like that. There's no other way.
No, you don't.
It because it's full of explosive barrels. Well, it doesn't matter. Take it out of context and Dark Side Phil.
Yes. Dark Side Phil, the king of context.
Sadly, if I were to try to do anything in real life at a convention or whatever, you get more just troublemaking assholes than you would get a positive influence. It was different back in the day. Back in the day, oh my God, Phil's going to a convention. Let's go to his panel. We want to talk to him. We want to hear about what projects he's working on.
Okay, Phil, let's fucking cut the shit right here. Phil had one project. Project 7. Phil makes it sound like that he was some sort of grand director. He had all of these projects that he did all these projects and everything. No, Phil, you had one project. Project 7. The only reason that Project 7 was a success at all, and this is something that he always hates. And I'm going to say it right now. The only reason Project 7 was a success was because of the contributions of Respect the Pack, Howard, and John Rambo. Phil Burnell didn't even fucking figure into the success of Project 7. If anything, Phil Burnell was seen as a detriment to the Project 7.
Where I want to shake his hand, hang out, play a few games, which is what we all would do. We go. I remember when they had the retro arcade, people were hanging out with us. We were all playing old games together. It was super fun.
And how many of those people did you shit on that turned them into detractors.
Sports or concerts, if they can watch on TV. Well, concert, you can argue it sounds differently in person, I guess. Like a concert experience, to actually hear it, be there in person versus play through digital speakers, digitized, is a little different. Sports, well, I guess being a part of the crowd. Like, for example, I've been to a live WWE event.
Oh God, here you go again. I was Mr. Big Time. I went to a WWE event once. Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares, Phil? You and about 10,000 other people. I know it's a lot bigger. I'm just throwing it out a number. A lot of people go to WWE events, Phil. You're not fucking special.
And to hear the roar of the crowd and be part of that when something live is going down feels a lot different than if you're just sitting at home watching from.
Okay, so let's get this straight. Standing, watching people play grab ass. And yes, I am a fan of professional wrestling. Even I can say that it is slightly homosexual. Watching people play grab ass, screaming like a fucking lunatic, that is something more important than actually meeting your viewers and your fans. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is how he views all of you. He doesn't view you as, as faithful fans or viewers. He doesn't care about you. He would rather go and watch people play grab ass than actually spend 3 hours out of his day shaking your hands. Because he hates you. He can't stand you.
Your TV, especially when it's very hard to replicate that level of excitement and noise and attention that you get when you're there in a crowd in person. So I would argue it's the crowd aspect of replicating something. What we're talking about is a convention, just meet and greet. There's no crowd aspect.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't Phil just say a little bit ago that people stand in line for hours that they were there to meet Stan Lee? How the fuck is it that they're not a crowd if there are people there standing in line? To me, that's a crowd. But go ahead, Phil. Continue on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's freaking out, waiting in line to get an autograph.
Oh, I want to check something out. Let's see here. Let's check this out. Actually, no. Is it this one? We'll just do this one. Okay, because I'm really curious. He goes that nobody really wants to get a signature or some shit like that. He does. Nobody wants to get a signature or whatever. Let's go to eBay. Um, Jordan autograph. Wow. First thing right off the bat, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant signed basketball autograph with COA certificate of authenticity hologram. $499. Let's see what else we got here. Michael Jordan hand signed Upper Deck Sports trading card from Chicago Bulls, number 23, certificate of authenticity, $225. Chicago Bulls number 23, Michael Jordan autograph jersey, Upper Deck authentic certificate of authenticity, $1,026. Yes, Phil, nobody cares about signatures. Nobody cares about signatures at all, Phil. Nobody cares about signatures at all.
Super Bonchon says, think of all the merch you'd sell if you had a booth at a convention. Not much, because I had a booth at a convention selling Project 7 merch, and
You mean the same merch that you tried to pawn off to John Rambo and Howard and Respect the Pack as their form of payment? What a scumbag this guy is.
we didn't sell that much. We did not sell that much at all. Those shirts ended up being completely unprofitable, and I took a dive on them because I financed them up front, and I didn't make my money back. Wouldn't I want Captain Kirk or Picard's autograph? No. I don't want anyone's autograph.
That's kind of funny because, and he's gonna, I think it's in this video that he mentions it, or somebody mentions it to him. I don't want anybody's autograph. He had a CM Punk autograph.
I literally don't want anyone's autograph. I've gotten.
Well, that's a fucking lie right there.
I was a kid and I was into comic books, and I found out that at my local mall there was going to be a comic book artist that was going to be at the mall. I had no fucking clue who the artist was. Okay.
I call bullshit on that.
Comic book, and the artist signed the comic for me, and I had that for years. I had no idea who this guy was. I think his name was like Lem Straczewski or something like that. I don't know, and to this day, I don't really care. I don't have the comic anymore. I've heard about this game called The Precinct, actually. Isn't it supposed to be like a cop simulator or something?
Wow, he seems so fucking enthusiastic, doesn't he? I am the most boring motherfucker out here in the world. And I think I could sound even more enthusiastic if people were asking me questions. Hey, Jeff, what do you think about the game Precinct? You know what? I don't know much about it, but I would be fucking awesome. It would be fucking awesome to try it. When it comes out, I'm going to try it. And what does Phil do? I think I heard something about it, dude. I don't know. Give me $5 and I'll tell you even more.
Oh, that is true. Little Alex Horn says you also had the CM Punk plaque. I bought a plaque that was a commemorative CM Punk piece of merch that had a signature. I don't have that anymore. I don't even remember what it was that was in that plaque, actually.
Oh, bullshit. This guy who lives and breathes wrestling to the point he has at least nearly $500,000 invested in that stupid gotcha game. You're telling me he doesn't remember anything wrestling related to a plaque that he got or whatever the fuck it was? I call bullshit.
Forgotten.
Wow, look at all this dead air. Holy shit. Come on, wake up, Grandpa.
Lem Strignewski is a legend above legends. Yes. Yes, Glitter Bomb. Exactly. Be sure to thank veterans and service members today and to take a moment to think about those who gave the.
Well, Phil doesn't care about anybody but himself, so he could fucking care less about the armed services.
Playing Euden Chronicles. I'd be interested in it eventually.
Okay, and that's basically all there was. What did we learn here, ladies and gentlemen? We learned that Phil Burnell was, and always will be a piece of shit. He could care less about actually meeting his viewers, his fans. Why? Because he's a coward. But yeah, so in closing, fuck Phil, and he's still a Nazi supporter. Peace out.